Casio have just released a brand new watch that could be a future classic. Let's get into it. Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Now, for those of you that have been around the channel for a while will know
I love a bargain, Casio.
In fact, I've probably got about 70, which is a little bit embarrassing, but like the Pringles,
once you pop,
it's very hard to stop. So I bought another one for you to tell you whether I think it's worth it or not. This watch isn't quite so bargainy as it's around the £60 at the minute, but give it a year, that price will slowly come down. However, this is something new for Casio. Yes, they've made another retro-inspired digital watch. That's not new. But they've added some smart tech to a retro watch. Now, if you look around the marketing of Casio these days, there ain't no pictures of over 40-year-old men and women wearing them. It's your young whippersnappers under 20. And you know what? They can't get enough of these retro watches. So I think really the step counter has been added to this watch to pull in those youngsters that love a smartwatch or two. And Casio are maybe hopeful that us oldies will like it as well. This new release does look a lot like a watch that is already out, but is it better and worth you buying? Let's get digital. Are you retro smartwatch ready? Let's go. So this new release looks the most like this A168, and it is a very popular model amongst us Casio enthusiasts. It's a beefier version of the F91W. It has those 90s vibes, not 80s. It's very basic in its functionality with the time, one alarm, stopwatch, and that's it. But what I love about this watch is its electro-illuminescent backlight. Something Casio are just not doing anymore in 2024, which for me is a bit of a shame. However, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the ABL 100. Isn't that the same as... No, it's not. It is completely different. It's the A168 that has been beefed up with a steroid or two. Putting these together, you can see that this new ABL 100 is certainly significantly bigger and will cater for a lot more wrist sizes. But you can definitely see where the inspiration of this new watch has come from, can't you? Yes, on paper this is a much more far superior watch than the A168 if you're into that sort of thing. But I think this watch is not too smart that it may appeal to quite a lot of us. This is a bargain Casio, therefore what do we get? A resin plastic case that has been chrome plated. I'm not a big fan of the polished chrome case that is always partnered with a matte stainless steel bracelet or strap. Casio in the past have made plastic resin cases with matte silver finishes, like the DB360, looks much better. However, this is just something that Casio does. What we do have with this ABL 100 is 4 buttons.
symmetry.
Something you don't get with the A168, and I really do appreciate that. This has got all the colours on the screen that I love and recognise as a Casio watch. Your blues, your reds, your golds and your whites. I love the blue frame around the screen, and it does have that classic Casio look because there is a lot of text on the screen. Also, to my eyes, quite a lot of type fonts from the Casio, the Illuminator, the Bluetooth logo, which for me stands out like a sore thumb. However, if you look at the top right of the screen, we have got something different here. Something that hasn't been done before on a Casio, not a retro Casio anyway. The words step tracker.
Accelerometer.
Yes, we have a new chip that has been smashed in this module to track our steps. One other thing to mention, because this is a budget Casio, the LCD screen is protected by an acrylic glass. Something else I wish Casio would have done, it being 2024, make your watches more water resistant. It has the same atmospheric pressure as the A168, which is around 30 meters. That's just a bit of a nitpick from me. Let's delve into this module. As usual, the bottom left pusher is our mode button. We come to a stopwatch, and because the screen is quite big, it looks like we have split time, and this also records the time, which is something you can use with your phone via the Bluetooth connectivity. What I do love is the sounds. Listen to the start. Do, do, do. And then stop. Ooh. It's just the little things in life, isn't it? One thing you don't get when you're in the stopwatch mode is the current time, which is a little bit crappy considering this is a basic function or feature that most Casio owners love and expect. Anyway, on this watch we have a dual time,
A GMT.
we also have 5 alarms. Now the unusual part comes with the top left adjust button. If you toggle it, I love that word, toggle, you can see your steps, your current steps. Also, on the left, you can see a graph going up and down depending on how good your day was in terms of steps. Anyway, the features keep on coming. Keep your finger on the adjust button and you can actually turn those steps off if you want. You can also set a target of the amount of steps you want to do in a day. Obviously, you can set your time, your date, and your year, and you can decide whether to have a 1-second backlight or a 3-second backlight. This also has a power saving mode. The battery inside this watch is going to last you about 2.5 years. But listen, these batteries cost about £2. It's not hard to unscrew the backplate and fit a new battery in yourself. And we have to show the backlight, which is an amber LED bulb smashing its way from left to right on the screen. In the night time, it's pretty good, but you do have a clearer vision from left and it degrades the further right you go on the screen. This is one of the benefits of having an electroluminescent screen, whereas the whole thing lights up equally. It's actually the same bracelet as this 1100, which is one of my favourite Casios. It's your very bargain standard slide up, slide down clasp that can give you a good fit, whereas the A1100 has a proper pressed clasp. However, these things contour beautifully to the wrist, much more so than the A168s. Overall though, this watch has enough new features to make someone like me just go a little bit and pull the trigger.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and this size is pretty darn spot on. I mean, yes, it has taken Casio 50 years, but they have made a perfect Casio digital watch size. The 37 to 38 from left to right, the 41mm from top to bottom, and the 9mm thickness, which I might add is slightly thinner than the A168. I think this is a well thought out, well made watch. Now the big issue I have though, as it has this added sports, health step tracker thing, it doesn't really look like a sports watch. The case is made of plastic and we have a chrome plating on the top. That will eventually scuff and look rubbish. I mean, I've kept my A168 in pretty good nick, but there are obvious signs of wear. Why didn't they make a resin version first? You know what they should have done? Put this module in the W86, my favourite sports budget beater that Casio do, or have done, because I think they're being discontinued. However, I really like it. And although it does have the Bluetooth logo on the front and the word step counter, which couldn't be further from the 80s, the balance to the look of this watch is better than the A168, which is very difficult to say because this is, well, it's a legend in the Casio budget beta range, The A168s are still only about £30. This new one is double that one, so is it doubly worth it? Probably not, but I don't know why. When I look at this new screen, it looks very retro, which is a funny thing to say, but where the screen has been separated in 3 places, it does remind me of those old Casio databank watches. The only other issue I have with brand new Casio releases is the fact that when you look at the screen head on, straight on, it never looks very clear. It's only when it's tilted at an angle is it very clear. Up against the A168, the old beauty is definitely clearer. What's that about? So here it is, my wife's views on the ABL 100. I feel like I've seen this watch 7 times. In fact, I can almost guarantee that you've bought this watch before, haven't you? Get it out of my face, I don't like it. Jog on. Funny wife. She does love them Casios. Yes, Casio Corner is back, and I've got to say a big thank you to Horology of Digital. Here we have a fine, vintage, discontinued Casio, the 84W. Not only is this watch's case awesome, but I do love that resin strap. Also, look at the little green water resist colour. That is cool, and this watch would definitely give the F91W a run for its money. It's a fantastic shot, my friend, and thanks for tagging me in. If you'd like to be on the next Casio Corner, all you gotta do, find me on Instagram here and tag me in on one of your Casio posts. Because who knows, next time, the star of the show could be you. So there we go, a watch that is probably overpriced at the minute. Wait a few months to see if you can get some sort of discount with that new tech, which isn't new tech to any other company, but still, I think it's a good watch, and I do believe this is a future classic. This module will be used on many Casios to come, mark my words. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more than Mad Watch Collector, click there and join. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you take a look at this beauty? This is sensational. Go on, click it, you'll love it. Casio, go! Go on, have a go. Click it, I haven't got all day. I've got to get my steps up. Click it!